go to a totally different thing, which is graphing inequalities. When we graph an inequality, we graph it the same way we did with the equal sign. Then we have a little few other things to do to it. So first ones are going to be the ones where we had a vertical or a horizontal line. We said where our lines went vertical if they had x equals the number. They're horizontal. Whoa. That really went crazy on me. Let's see if I can get it back. Where we had y equal. Oh, criminies. It's not one thing, it's another. Am I writing too slow? Y equals my number. Oh, nope. I don't know why it's doing this. This is a new one. Of course, they put different software on here. We'll just put that up there. Let's see if that works. I got the calculator there, but oh well. Wait. So I'm going to graph y equals 4. I'm going to pretend that's what that says. Y equals 4. We said we knew that that was a horizontal line that touched my y-axis at 4, right? So we said, oh, right there's where y is equal to 4. And then we said, well, we could just make a couple dots. We know it has to go horizontal, so it would look something like that, where I have a dot on the left and a dot on the right so that I can draw my line. I could draw straight. Otherwise, you could make a table and put all your y values as 4 and pick some numbers to put in there. What did I use? I used 3 and -3 and plot my points and get them that way. But if I know it's going to go horizontal, I really don't have to go through the process of making a table unless I want to. Now, the next thing I need to decide, if it has the less than or equal to or the greater than or equal to, we want to have a solid line like we had to draw it. However, if it doesn't have the equal to bar underneath, we're going to change it to a dashed line. So there's a little tool that looks sort of like this. We're going to click on that tool, we're going to click on the line, and the line's then going to be a dashed line instead of a solid line. This one didn't have the equal to, so we knew it had to be a dashed line instead of the solid line. Once we have the right line, then we're going to shade. If I'm thinking about my y-axis, greater would be above the line, less than would be below the line. Where are my y values less than 4? Well, underneath here. Now the tool looks something like this with a bunch of little dots. You'll click on that tool, click anywhere below that line. It'll fill that whole section in for you with a whole bunch of little dots and shade everything below the line. Suppose if I close my calculator, it will like me? Nope. Clear. So number 5 wants us to graph x is greater than 5. So if I'm going to graph x is greater than 5, what kind of line am I going to have? Oh, which one?
Dash.
First of all, which way is my line going to go? I got to get my line on there first.
That's a vertical line.
It's a vertical line, goes up and down. X equals 5 would be right there. We know it goes up and down. Now when we draw it the first time, we have to draw the solid line in on Alex. Then we have to look to see if we have to change it. And you said, yep, we have to change the line. This one has to be dashed because we don't have the equal to. So we use that little cute tool and click on our line, and then the line becomes a dashed line instead of a solid line. Then we got to do our shading. This time we're looking at the x-axis. Greater than goes to the right, less than goes to the left, just like your number line. I'm shading greater than 5, so all the stuff over here will be shaded. You just have to click once, it'll fill the whole thing in. On your paper, you can just scribble it in. So number 6 there, we are doing x is less than or equal to 6. So again, if it's x is less than or equal to 6, which way is our line going to go? Up and down. So on my x-axis I mark 6. I know it's a vertical line, and so then I draw my line x equals 6. Now, should my line be solid or should it be dashed?
Solid.
Going to be solid. We do have the equal to, so this time we just leave it alone and leave it a solid line, and then we're going to shade. What side of our line should we shade?
To the left.
To the left, because we're doing less than. So it's going to shade in all this big section over here with a whole bunch of little dots, and our graph will look something sort of like that.